Lord of Light, hear my prayer. Lord of Light, I come to you now, so that I may translate this prophecy to all of you. To all of you watching, thank you. I am so grateful upon your visit here, and I love you beyond words. I have brought my guns, my drinking horns in celebration, and I will tell you a prophecy, one that has been foretold across the centuries, one that I believe in my heart, one that I believe after last night's episode will come true, or else I will be done with this show. Children of the nation of the Scallywag, I salute you. You have returned here and I rejoice with you. But you may believe now that I'm going to tell you a ghost story, because the lighting in here is so bleak and so mysterious, much like Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 3. An ominous sense surrounded us as we watched this battle for Winterfell play out on the screen. Some say it was a cinematic choice. Some say it was a mistake. Some say that... who knows? But you know what? I do not care. If you were there on the battlefield, on the ancient battlefield of Winterfell, the light would be non-existent after the flames faded in the distance as the Dothraki thrust their steeds at the Night King and all his White Walkers. They faded away. Like Avengers Infinity War, they faded into dust as their suicide mission played out on the screen. I could only shake my head and wonder, what the hell are they thinking? But that is only me, and the many other people questioning that tactic, because it was only that, a suicide mission, one fueled by the Red Priestess and her god. The Lord of Light gave them this false sense of security that they could believe for just a moment that they would survive this darkness. But the darkness is very mysterious and ruthless indeed. Not a single soul aside from a few Dothraki and Jorah Mormont and possibly even Ghost survived. We have not yet seen where Ghost has gone, but I assure you people, he is there. We would have very easily seen his death, because there's no way the showrunners would take Ghost, the most popular of the direwolves, and kill him off screen. It's that simple. So I give to you the theory that Brann Stark is indeed the main antagonist of this story, or what we perceive to be the main antagonist. After watching last night's episode, I can only tell you one thing. By the end of it, I felt satisfied, but a false sense of satisfaction came because I was overwhelmed with emotions. So much death, so much battle, so much heart thumping out of my chest. But I could only feel, as I thought about it more, an emptiness that overcame my soul. A sense of wonder at how could they kill such a powerful villain, such as the Night King, in one episode. One episode, you destroy the main antagonist, or the supposed main antagonist from the very beginning. This man, or this creature, this man that was, this creature that is, has become this overwhelming villain that has gathered this great army over thousands of years, only to kill him off like that, as he fades away into the sunset. As the blizzard fades away with Viserion, The Night King destroyed by Arya Stark. The ninja assassin that is, and will always be. I do not understand this choice. At first I was very, very excited. But the more I thought about the prophecies of Azor Ahai, the more I began to doubt that we will get a good conclusion to this story. Azor Ahai is supposed to be a man or woman born of the blood of the dragon. And Arya is not that. So much of the prophecy does not come true if Arya Stark is the woman who kills the Night King. I am at a loss for words, but only this theory. There is this theory that I have and will share with you now, that Brann Stark is indeed the Night King. Now, in order to begin my theory, I need you to understand on the surface who the Three-Eyed Raven truly was. His name was Brynden Rivers, also known as Lord Bloodraven. He was the bastard son of Aegon Targaryen, the fourth of his name, and protector of the realm. And to go on about him would take an entirely new video. But in order to do that, I would have to take up an entire segment, and I will not do that. But if you are interested, go check out another YouTuber named AltShiftX. He has a separate video titled Bloodraven. What is the Three-Eyed Raven's secret plan? It is very intuitive, and I do recommend all of you go and check it out. But alas, I will continue upon my theory, one that kind of piggybacks off of his, so please enjoy. One of Bloodraven's many lessons to Brann was that
the past is already written. The ink is dry.
But this does not prevent him from continuing in his pursuit to end the long winter, but not before a strong warning from Bloodraven.
It is beautiful beneath the sea, but if you stay too long, you'll drown.
I wasn't drowning. I was home.
He then goes on to tell Brann that
Stay too long where you don't belong and you will never return.
But Brann is desperate. So he travels back in time to the reign of King Ares II, where he manipulates and continues to whisper into his ears, attempting to prevent the impending war. But alas, it is this that ultimately leads to the Mad King becoming, well, mad. Soon after, he travels back in time to fulfill an ancient old prophecy where we find out that Brann is indeed Brann the Builder, the legendary architect of the Great Wall. And finally, he travels back in time to visit the Night King, to prevent the children of the forest of creating the Night King in the first place. But alas, this is where he gets lost. He gets stuck in the Night King, and from there, he gets stuck in the past, never to return to the present. For he traveled too far, just like Bloodraven predicted. This infuriates Brann as he escapes from the children of the forest and begins his pursuit of the War of the Dawn. Thus, Brann creates an undead army, a vengeful army to retrieve his body and eliminate the Bloodraven once and for all. This would explain why it was the Night King himself. When approaching the Bloodraven in the tree, it was he that smites the Bloodraven from the tree. But not before he walks into something else entirely. What it is, I have no idea. Presumably, it is some raven nearby. Until he finds his new host, Sir Brann Stark. As he is lost within his dreams, as he visits the Night King, this is when Bloodraven decides to infiltrate his body, and thus becoming the Three-Eyed Raven once and for all. I almost forgot one very important thing. There was also old Nan, if you remember her. An old lady that was the nanny of Brann Stark. She had very interesting things to say. As a raven approaches from the window, old Nan looks across from Brann and says,
Don't listen to it. Crows are all liars.
Coincidence? I think not, my friends. Foreshadowing that Bloodraven is not to be trusted. It is within this moment that I realize that this is exactly why the Night King knows everything that's going to happen before it even does. Because it is indeed Brann Stark. So fast forward to Brann returning to Winterfell. A number of things begin to take shape in the confrontation, the final confrontation between the Night King and Brann Stark, also Bloodraven. First, he gives Arya the blade that ultimately strikes him down, which, if my theory proves correct, she unfortunately killed her own brother, defending the one that is the true enemy, the three-eyed raven, encompassing Brann Stark's body. This is why I believe that the Night King spared all the Starks. Brann Stark knows that all of his family would do all but listen to him as he encompasses the Night King's body. So he doesn't even try. For he only has one goal, and that is return to his original host, so that he can be Brandon Stark again. And this is exactly why Bloodraven says he will fly again. Because he is indeed the Night King, and he flies upon the backs of Viserion. There is also a scene where the Night King raises the undead all around Jon Snow, surrounding him from every angle. Hundreds of White Walkers surrounding him, as the Night King stares into Jon Snow's soul, peering into him, as he has done many times before, at Hardhome and any time that he has confronted the Jon Snow that we know. We see this chemistry between the two, almost joining forces, an understanding, a mutual understanding that they are indeed true enemies. Yet they are not. But if you look closely upon that scene, it is very quick. But if you notice very quickly that Jon Snow is not being attacked at all, they seem to be walking toward him, not even fighting. It is almost as though they were told to just obstruct him, preventing him from defending Brann against the Night King's approach. They do not fight. They only obstruct. Go back and watch it. I assure you that you will think the very same. But alas, Brann Stark's plan, although constructed over thousands of years of vengeance and betrayal, fails yet again. For he did not take into account the fact that Bloodraven would use his own family against him, as he barricades himself in Winterfell, as he has a great understanding that Brann would do all but harm those that he loves. And once Arya eliminates the Night King, also her brother Brann Stark, Bloodraven's endgame can begin to take shape. And that is to destroy all humanity, using the prophecy that is Azor Ahai. His next move would be to eliminate the remaining forces in Winterfell and King's Landing. And the best way to do that would be to tell Sam of Jon Snow's true lineage. He knows that Daenerys Targaryen would do all but see another man or woman sit on the throne before her. Bloodraven knows that Lightbringer can only be forged and wielded by the Azor Ahai, the true Azor Ahai, plunging it into the heart of the one that they truly love the most in the world. This is precisely why some speculate that it could be very well Jaime Lannister, that is, the true Azor Ahai, as he will plunge his sword into the heart of Cersei, thus giving birth, giving rise to the fiery plumes that is Lightbringer. But I digress. I do not believe that it is going to be Jaime Lannister at all. I believe that two sacrifices are going to be made by both of our heroes, who's of ice and fire. I believe that Daenerys will sacrifice herself and her throne for the greater of humanity. And I believe that Jon Snow will be forced to plunge his weapon into the heart of Daenerys to create Lightbringer, and thus giving rise to the ancient prophecy that is the true Azor Ahai. Not Arya Stark, not Jaime Lannister, but Aegon Targaryen. He is the true Azor Ahai. I vow to you, my friends, it is him. And if it is not him, I assure you that it will indeed be Littlefinger. And he will be the King of Ashes. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. And like I said in the previous video, yeah, go ahead and subscribe to Alt-Shift-X's videos. He has amazing theories. You guys will love every second of it. Like I said, he explores almost every theory out there, and the dude has great insight on the books and the show, so it's a nice merger of the two to kind of get a better understanding of Game of Thrones, or any other shows. I believe he does other shows, but I know the main ones I watch are the Game of Thrones theory videos. He's very intuitive on the whole series, and I'm sure he has his sources as well, but he's my main source to, you know, kind of gathering up all my intel on these theories. But yeah, like I said, this is my first theory video. This was just me thinking, you know, kind of outside of the box here whenever I, you know, got to watching Game of Thrones, the newest episode of Game of Thrones. So yeah, I just kind of had to do some word vomit on screen and post it online. So hopefully, you know, maybe I can, you know, hear from you guys, and maybe we can discuss more on what you guys think and what you guys hope happens. But just know that my two things that I hope is real and that both happens is Brann being, you know, that whole thing with the Night King happening, and Littlefinger being, you know, our main protagonist. So, but yeah, I truly believe that Littlefinger's still out there roaming around. I feel like he's going to make his re-emergence here pretty soon, hopefully in the next 3 episodes. Hopefully, you know, maybe he'll be the grand finale of everything. But I highly doubt it now that, you know, that I've learned that whole Brann theory. But it is what it is. You know, I'll take you know, whatever I can get here. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like, hit the dislike, and if you guys hit the dislike, just know that I still love you, and you know, maybe we can you know, get a drink and discuss what you guys disliked, and maybe I can change it, you know, or maybe I can change your mind, you know, and maybe gain some love. But anyways, just know I love you guys, and hit that notification bell. Because that's ultimately what, you know, YouTube looks at nowadays, unfortunately. Subscriptions are nice, but notification bell all day long. But yeah, hopefully this video doesn't get monetized. But if it does, whatever, you know, F it. And hopefully it'll still be public, and so maybe people can read it, because like I said, I'm not making money yet. But anyways, love you guys. Scallywag out. Vala Magules.